Let's cap off the night with a matchup that screams we're not yet done as Aguilas Umak FC looks to settle the score against Stallion Laguna FC in their second matchup here at the 2025 Philippines or 2025-26 Philippines Football League. This is Jamer De La Cruz on call with Natasha Alquiros Dito. Tasha, this is going to be an exciting match, number 100 here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. What are we looking for in terms of this game between the Aguilas and Stallion?
I'd expect that this is definitely gonna be a heated matchup between Aguilas and Stallion. During the first round that these two teams went against each other, it was a 2-all draw, but a lot of things that happened in that matchup, and both teams, number 5 for Aguilas, number 7 for Stallion, they know that these are the matches that you have to win against the teams that are in that same position as you, because when it comes down to the wire towards the end, these are the games that you're going to look back on, and these are the games that are going to count to make sure that you finish in the top 6 for the championship round.
Looking at that season standings so far, Maharlika FC in 6th. If you look into Aguilas Umak FC and Stallion Laguna FC, only 3 points are separating these two sides, but still Stallion Laguna FC have a game at hand for themselves, but it hasn't been plenty for Coach Ernie Nieres' side, as the last time that they have played was way back in November, wherein they lost to Maharlika 3-1.
And when you see that red line over there, it's such a glaring mark. But Stallion, with a win today, can jump over that line, kick Maharlika out of the picture, and be in the top 6. As we've mentioned, the first time that these two teams went against each other, it was a feisty matchup. It was Stallions that took the lead early. It was a goal care of Kedman, a player that is no longer in the squad for Stallion Laguna. And in that first matchup where they did go against each other, he had a goal, and he was the one who won the penalty inside. No, it was a handball, but he's been one of the players that were really the ones to watch. A great new signing for them, but now not in the picture. They got that second goal in the second half as well, a penalty in favor of Stallion, and it was Finn McDaniel who was able to convert. And for the side of Aguilas, Richard Talarok steps up to the plate from a corner, being able to finish. And the second goal, the controversial goal from a goalkeeper of Shiraoka. So it was a 2-all in that first matchup, that first round for these two teams. And a closer look at Kedman, one of the plenty players that are no longer with Stallion Laguna. We don't have enough time to mention every single player for both Stallion and Aguilas. But a couple of those key losses, Michael Kedman, Stefan Schrock, and also 3 players that have jumped ship from Stallion to the side of Aguilas Umak. You have the likes of Dodong Villarreal, Kalukaran, who will be playing and starting in the matchup later today, as well as Justin Peña.
So we're talking about the players' movement in terms of the Philippines Football League from one side to the other. 3 players coming from the stable of Stallion Laguna FC towards Aguilas Umak FC. But as you've mentioned, it was a tight 2-2 draw between these two sides. As we take a look at the starting lineups, first off for Aguilas Umak FC, you have the usual suspects out there in Talarok, Charles Pickering, who knows Stallion Laguna so well during his playing days with Coach Ernie Nieres. And we're looking at Timoshi Shiraoka out here, the goal scorer, like what you've mentioned, the controversial goal scorer of the late equalizer in that 2-2 draw against Stallion Laguna. What would you expecting from Shiraoka this time around?
Well, if you could do it twice, what a perfect way for Aguilas. But more importantly, he will be tested with in between the sticks. For sure, Stallion have a vendetta against them. They feel that they were robbed of the 3 points. Rightfully so, that goal was offside. But of course, for the side of Aguilas, it was a confidence boost that at the end of the day, they got the draw, a crucial draw there. And they're also coming from a big draw against Manila Digger. When you take a look at this lineup, Boubacar Diallo, who played fantastic against the side of Manila Digger, that really kept them 0-0 in that matchup, will be tested again today. An interesting side for Aguilas Umak. It was baptismal by fire with Townsend, Unsworth as the center back in their last matchup. But today, it's going to be Hiruta, another new signing for the side of Aguilas Umak. The back line will be of Kalukaran on the left, as we mentioned earlier, coming from Stallion, now playing for Aguilas, and Palpalatok on the right. Tete, another new signing for Aguilas Umak, will play the defensive midfielder role alongside Com. Bongolan will be on the left, Richard Talarok will be on the right. Pickering and Adamu will be the players up on top that will be connecting. Of course, Adamu has 6 goals to his name, the top scorer for the side of Aguilas, while Pickering has 3 assists to his name as well. So these players will definitely be tested. And let's see if the set-piece prowess of the side of Aguilas could really make a difference in this matchup once again. 2 of their goals the first time they went against each other were through set-piece opportunities. And so let's see how they plan to play against Stallion, despite also the shuffle in their lineup.
Well, Coach Oliver Kalina opting to go for a 4-3-3 formation in this game. But let's listen in to Coach Oliver Kalina.
Actually signed a few new players. We also lost a few players, unfortunately, especially the locals. That's what's kind of our concern right now. But I think overall, we improved the team from the first half of the season. We have to. We have no choice. We can't afford to lose any more matches if we want to qualify. Okay, so that's our objective, is to keep improving, and hopefully we'll be able to do good tonight.
Well, let's use that as a precursor towards what we're going to be talking about. Stallion Laguna FC, as Coach Ernie Nieras looking to make amends of the 2-2 draw that they've had against Aguilas Umak FC. Talking about Stallion Laguna this time around, we have noticed a massive shakeup in terms of the squad that they've had, but they really have they really bolstered their lineup this time around, and we have Usman Baji coming in to the side of Coach Ernie Nieras, and more importantly, you have Yusuf Butt, one of the most decorated, if we may say, goalkeeper coming from South Asia with the Pakistan national team, who will be in the starting lineups. Yusuf Butt is one of the players that we're going to watch out for in this game. Talk us through what we're trying to figure out with Yusuf out here.
Of course, as you've mentioned, Yusuf, but new signing for the side of Stallion Laguna FC. One of the most interesting signings that they have, as you've mentioned, he is currently in the roster of the national team for Pakistan. He already has 31 appearances for the national team. He has experience. He was born in Denmark, played his football in Denmark as well, and now jumping and playing for Stallion Laguna. This is a great pickup. Landreth played fantastic throughout the first round matches for Stallion, but to be able to get a big player with that following and national team experience, and also just bolster the side for Stallion Laguna. Couple of interesting signups as well is Usman Baji, who will be starting today, a French center back. And for their first 11, Yusuf Butt will be the goalkeeper of choice. The back line will be Aaron Vasquez, Usman Baji, and the center back alongside Kenneth Pride. And on the right is Nico Macmillan. The midfield trio will be of Denzel Vasquez, Isa Gaku, another new signing, and the return of Abe Placito to the side of Stallion Laguna. Magson Dorado will play up on top alongside Finn McDaniel and Juan Galeana Trujillo. And when you think of Finn McDaniel and Juan Trujillo, these 2 players, the numbers are just crazy. Finn McDaniel, 14 goals already to his name, and Juan Trujillo with 10 assists to his name. So they will definitely be crucial players for the matchup later today.
Well, we've heard it from Coach Ernie Nieras on how they're going to take on Aguilas Umak FC in this game. Let's take some time to listen in to Coach Bing Colina of the Aguilas Umak FC.
This match is very very close until last minute, I know, because Stallion is a very strong team also, and we just give a challenge for them. And for a team, we prepare well. We'll just play our normal game and have fun also.
That was Coach Bing Colina of Aguilas Umak FC. So both teams ready in the tunnel. Looking forward for this game. Once again, a settle must be scored in the second round of this matchup between Aguilas Umak FC and Stallion Laguna FC. Let's wait for the players to walk into the pitch.
Let us welcome the teams of Aguilas Umak Football Club and Stallion Laguna Football Club.
Number 4 of 4 for this crazy Wednesday. But title contenders for the 2025-2026 season of your Philippines Football League. As we'll have the team captains, Tim McDaniel from Stallion Laguna FC and Richard Talarok from Aguilas Umak FC in center field. We have John Mike Basinang with the whistle in the middle of the field, assisted by Paul Galicia, Aldous Mirafuentes, and our fourth official will be Ryan Flores, as well as our match commissioner is Mr. Robin Allen Kainglet.
When you think about these two teams for this matchup about to happen, you feel somewhat of the same story for both sides. The only thing constant between Aguilas and Stallion at the moment is actually change. A lot of changes on the pitch, especially for the side of Aguilas. Top to bottom, even with the head coach. You've had 3 coaches in 7 months, and that was the first 11 for Aguilas Umak. Shuffle in the midfield, and a change in the center back, and a fourth side of Stallion Laguna FC. A debut for Joseph Bud, Osman Baji, Isagaku, alongside Abe Placito, a return for him for Stallion Laguna.
Substitutes for both sides out here on your screens, ladies and gentlemen. Isa Dalo is someone we'll be looking for as well from the bench of Aguilas Umak FC. We have plenty of players to look out for. I think we could just retract our thoughts about the retirement of Javi Cosculluela, as he's listed as a substitute goalkeeper for Coach Ernie Nieres' side. But one thing to look out for is Mr. Safe Hands for Stallion Laguna FC. During the 2018 South Asian Cup, Yusuf Butt was named Safe Hands for helping Pakistan to reach the semifinals of the said tournament. And now he's playing it straight here in the Philippines Football League with Stallion Laguna FC. So we'll have Aguilas Umak FC to kick things off, wearing all white. And in the contrast, we have Stallion Laguna FC with black and pink, playing from left to right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in for a treat as Aguilas Umak FC and Stallion Laguna FC kick things off in the final game here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. So far, it's been a goal fest here in RMS. We've had 12 goals to nil in favor of Manila Digger FC earlier against Venezuela PB Mendiola, followed by a 3-1 win for KFC Iloilo against Maharlika FC, and down over to Cebu, winning 10 goals to 2 against Philippine Army.
And of course, you save the best for last. This is the main event. Aguilas Umak FC taking on Stallion Laguna FC. Both teams in dire need of a win to really boost their confidence. The last time that Stallion Laguna played was in November 29. First match again after 2 months of no games for their side. And for the side of Aguilas, they did just play a few weeks ago. Got the draw versus Manila Digger. So defensively able to set up on a great note. Can they do it again and this time around find the back of the net?
Well, it's going to be interesting for Stallion, of course, not having any games since November of last year or end of November last year. So they have some rust to shake off. Whereas for Aguilas Umak FC, they've already been tested this year with a draw against Manila Digger FC. One of the other contenders in this season's competition. Manila Digger FC, of course, have been the representative of the Philippines in the AFC Challenge League, who will be having their knockout stages in March. So let's see how things will pan out here. The second matchup of Stallion and Umak, as Aguilas now winning the ball. Pass to the middle. Ooh, great defense coming in from Ken Pride, making sure that Aguilas wouldn't be able to pull off the trigger from there.
Also spot on defending from Stallion Laguna. It's that physical battle there between Placito and Cuom got the better of him. A chance averted from a Stallion. Now it's their turn on the opposite end.
Finn McDaniel with the delivery from the free kick, headed away by Aguilas Umak FC. Stallion trying to thread the needle, but the defense is there to cover. They'll go back to Yusuf Butt. Pride have been tested earlier on by Charles Pickering. So far, so good in the first 3 minutes for Stallion as they try to move up. Macmillan takes it back to Ken Pride. Back to Yusuf. Easy movements right now for Stallion. Good passing as they move on the right side with Macmillan. Moving forward now for Placito. We're used to seeing him at the back, but make no mistake, Abe Placito knows how to move forward as well for Stallion Laguna as they win themselves the first corner of the match.
That's right, Placito has been a versatile player for the side of Stallion. Didn't feature in that first round, but during the window, gets back with Stallion Laguna again.
Trujillo with the delivery, headed in. And Aguilas Umak FC will clear things out. Last touch. Aguilas says John Mike Basinang, and it's going to be a throw-in for Stallion Laguna FC. Trujillo lurking on that right side, waiting for that throw-in from Macmillan. Trujillo trying to get it past Bongolan, just unable to do so. Now it's going to be a goal kick after a deflection from Big Abe Placito. Player goes down for Aguilas as Baji getting entangled with team captain Talarok.
If you're Stallion Laguna, last game that they had, they lost 3-1 against Maharlika. You have to sit with that defeat for 2 months and change. So you can tell that they're hungry to get back on that win column. For Aguilas, they debuted their new players in their first game against the Digger last Jan 17. You know that they haven't figured out the right formula yet, or their preferred 11. They've made a total of 6 changes on that starting 11, including Hiruta for Unsworth. And in this matchup, you notice no Amita, Depola, Tumaki, and Isa Diallo. So a lot of changes in the midfield and their attacking players. This time around, Adamu and Pickering both get the start.
With that, Aguilas moving forward with Pickering on the left side. Delivery inside the box. That's going to be cleared out by Vasquez. High boot is going to be called on the number 55, Richard Tete. Stallion win themselves a free kick. But talking about how Coach Oliver Kalina has been shuffling the cards for Aguilas Umak FC, a man of his caliber who had plenty of stints with top-tier teams in the Philippines Football League, including Kaya FC Iloilo in the past, that's something that he's going to get used to, trying to juggle amongst the players that he have on his side. You have quality players in Cart Talarok, Nano Amita, and you also have a couple of signings that are not yet playing for this game in Villarreal and Justin Peña. So you're right in saying that they're still trying to find the right mix, but they have to do it as quickly as possible because the battle for the top 6 is intensifying as we speak.
That's right. A win, a draw, any game result can easily change how standings looks like. That's how tough the competition has been, especially with number 1 to number 7. The movement there has been very fluid in terms of who sits on top of the throne and who sits just right underneath that number 6 mark. It is also a big test for Caloocaran on the left back for Aguilas, playing against your former team.
Aguilas trying to move forward with Pickering once again. Talarok towered by the defense of Stallion Laguna FC, who will opt to find Dorado on that left flank. Caloocaran, as you've mentioned, been a part of the Ascal's development team in during the pandemic times, but wait for that thought as Trujillo goes for the chip. But the goalkeeper says no. Shiraoka knows that some business hasn't been settled between the two of them yet.
What quick movements from Stallion to give the ball right behind that defensive line. Trujillo gets to it. The intention was there, the execution just not quite.
What a goal would that have been if that went over Shiraoka's hands. But no dice at that moment. Stallion trying to make something out of this possession from the back. Move to the right side with Macmillan. Now to the middle with Isagaku. So far, Stallion Laguna testing the waters, trying to see where that pocket of space will exploit itself. Now Macmillan on the right, looking for that outswinger. Headed away by the defense. They'll have to wait for that chance to go back once more. Ball goes out in favor of the white shirts. Not taking that throw in quickly. So they opt to take it back all the way to Shiraoka. Good pressure coming from Stallion Laguna FC. Flag is raised. And that's going to be offside, I think, for
That's going to
Stallion.
be a foul call
Another foul.
on one of the attacking players of Stallion, if I'm not mistaken. That's going to be on Maxon Dorado. Just a late challenge on Shiraoka. He wanted to press the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper had the ball on his feet, but Shiraoka released the ball before the impact of Dorado on him.
Shiraoka has been getting that bit of a physical challenge from Dorado.
And you know there's no love for Shiraoka from the
course.
Stallion team. You best believe that.
I can even see Finn McDaniel having a couple of words as well on Shiraoka earlier on while he was trying to set up for the free kick. So Macmillan gathers for Stallion Laguna FC. Placito on the turn, finding Trujillo on the right side. This is where he's going to try to exploit the defense. Hurling ball in, but not enough power to get to McDaniel.
That was good work from Placito, finding Trujillo, who was on side down that right flank. Tried to give that in, that space behind that defensive line, but Shiraoka had that covered.
Player goes down for Stallion Laguna FC. That was Isagaku, having a challenge coming from David Combe. Stallion played quickly. Dorado looking for that overlap, unable to do so. Still with Dorado. Into the middle now for Placito, finding Macmillan on the right. Trujillo once again. Takes it back to Macmillan. Pressure stays on, but a foul is called. Very physical challenge there, and a yellow card for David Combe.
The first booking of the day, or this matchup between Aguilas and Stallion. To Combe on his challenge on Vasquez. I'm trying to remember where exactly I read about, I'm not sure if it was from PFL Bible or PH Transfers, that Aguilas have around 34 yellow cards. And so when you think about the number of games that they've played so far, 10 games, they average 3.1 per match.
Those are high numbers of yellow cards, if you ask me. But a free kick now is going to be headed away by Aguilas. Again, the physicality is there, but no foul is called as Aguilas Umak FC moving forward. David Combe taking on the back line of Stallion Laguna FC, but nobody there for him as Ken Pride gathers for Stallion Laguna. Stallion now moving on the left side once again. Here's Max Dorado. Try to wriggle his way past the defender. Palpalatok. Great coverage there. Ball will bounce towards the path of Macmillan. And easy does it for JV Caloocaran as it clears the ball out. Stoppage and play, giving us some time to talk about JV, the young man who Stallion Laguna has built from the ground up, coming in from the Ascals development team during the pandemic, moving over to Stallion Laguna FC. You could say that Stallion Laguna has been his second home. Now moving over to Aguilas Umak FC is the perfect time for him to show what he's learned under the wings of Coach Ernieras. Aguilas now on the counter. 4 against 4 with the number 4 Talarok on the right side. Good coverage once again by the defense of Stallion Laguna FC, and they will have themselves a counter-attack of their own, started by Dorado on the left side, threading the ball to the middle, but unable to find Galeana in the process.
How quickly this game has been. Back-to-back action. Two teams very quick in transition. But no one really testing the goalkeeper. They dance around the attacking third. No shots or shots on target, really.
We've talked about this game being the battle of the keepers. So far, none of them has been tested that quite well in the first 15 minutes of the game. Usually that's the part where both sides will feel each other out, try to see where the pockets of spaces are. For Stallion, they're trying to exploit the right side with Macmillan and Trujillo. Isagaku with a shot. Oh, what a shot. Even the save, matching it by Shiraoka. We talked about threats on the goalkeepers. That's the first one coming in from Stallion.
Gaku takes that way out. Deflects on the player of Aguilas. And Shiraoka makes a big save to keep things 0-0, but a corner for Stallion to continue on the attack.
Outstretched arms for Shiraoka. Here's the delivery inside the box, headed in. But Isagaku unable to convert from close range.
Getting a closer look at the signings of Stallion Laguna. It's Gaku who had that first chance. And Baji, the center back that they've had, it's been clean at the back with him. Gets ahead to it from the corner. Just couldn't send that on target.
Shiraoka sending that one out only as far as the defense. Usman Baji. Tussle for the ball, and the referee calls foul on the number 55, Richard Tete, getting too physical with Abe Placito. Threaded ball, but the defense again covering well for Aguilas Umak FC. The glaring question now for them is for how long they're going to be able to hold the fort against Stallion. Macmillan with a throw in. Challenge by Kung. Last touch, black shirt, says the referee. So it'll be a throw in for Aguilas.
Macmillan has also been a key signing for the side of Stallion Laguna. He came into the picture at the start of the season. He's been taking up that right back position. Also very crucial when they do attack in numbers.
Aguilas now with a chance. Isagaku just chesting it down for Yusuf. Major Talarok trying to exploit that pocket of space on the right side with the cross, but unable to do so. Now Stallion looking to play from the back, as they could feel a sense of pressure coming in from Aguilas Umak FC right now.
feel both teams take quite a while to really just build up the chemistry. As we've mentioned, a lot of changes, a lot of new signings.
Tussle for the ball means possession for Stallion Laguna FC. Again, chemistry is going to be key for both sides out here. We know how active that revolving doors of the PFL is. And it's making its presence felt with these two sides having plenty of signings in the transfer window.
And by my count, they have 12 players out and 10 new players for Stallion Laguna.
There we go. So it's almost an entire lineup as Stallion winning themselves a corner.
But what a play from the throw-in. Able to find some space inside the box. For their efforts, another corner in favor for Stallion Laguna.
Finn McDaniel with the delivery. An out swinger. Trying to find bodies in the middle of the pitch, but unable to do so. Aguilas Umak FC trying to start that counter-attack, but was thwarted right away by the new signing, Usman Baji.
That was quick movement from Baji. The speed that he had, the diagonal run to get the ball back, pass it all the way to the goalkeeper. Chance missed for Stallion Laguna. This ball just sailed through everyone before finding an Aguilas defender on the opposite end.
Lasito now at the back. Macmillan with a pass through for Big Abe. Looking for that cross. Dorado unable to make something out of it. Yusuf Butt out of his box. But as he's usually called in Pakistan, safe hands, or should we say, safe header out there from Yusuf.
And just the composure from Yusuf Butt to just head that one to a defender, able to diffuse the pressure right away. And most importantly, to keep the possession as well.
Seeing a bit of change here for Stallion. You've seen Abe Blasito sliding back for them. He's playing more of a positionless football right now as Trujillo on the right side. He's going to be covered by Calocaran. Ball rolls out in favor of Stallion Laguna FC. Macmillan to the right side they go with Vasquez. Flag is up. It's going to be a foul called against Aguilas Umak FC and another free kick to exploit for Stallion.
And Denzel Vasquez able to shield the ball. Was facing the opposite way already. Able to win a free kick in a dangerous area. Chance for Stallion to take advantage of the set piece opportunity.
Daniel with the delivery. Heads not in for Stallion, but they still have possession with Dorado. Macmillan now on the left side, but great tackle there. Keeping that out for a throw-in. Was it Ikumi Hiruta making sure that Macmillan wouldn't go for the turn. halfway point of the first half, and Stallion Laguna on the attacking side right now. Macmillan to Dorado. Two players covering Dorado. Looking for the cross. McDaniel leaves it for Placito, but that's been cleared only as far as Gaku. Chance to reset for Stallion Laguna. Long ball forward, looking for Trujillo. Punched away by Shiraoka. Pressure stays on as Trujillo chasing that ball for Stallion. There goes down, play goes on. Great turn from the number 79, David Kum. Or rather, there was Ibrahim Adamu.
Feel the physicality as well heating up in this matchup. Even on those challenges, on those 50-50s, nobody holding back. You know that everything is on the line. The draw is not enough, especially for the side of Stallion, to break through to the championship round.
Placito now with the ball for Stallion. David Kum was walking on a tight rope as he went in for the challenge on Placito earlier on. He's already on a yellow card. More of that could be sending off for him. Trujillo with a chance on goal, and it's in! First blood drawn for Stallion Laguna FC, courtesy of player number 11, Juan Diego Galeana Trujillo.
And a fantastic finish from Juan Galeana. And that pass from the opposite end, just finding him, the touch. That was from Dorado, setting it up right behind the head of the defender. The best touch that you could get from Trujillo to set himself up to take the shot, goes near post. Shiroka could not get there in time, and Stallion Laguna get the lead. And you feel rightfully so, they've created more of the chances in the first 25-27 minutes of this matchup. They've been testing the waters, lurking around in that attacking third. And if you rewind it just a few minutes back as well, they were giving those balls, finding one right behind the defender. And this time around, they do it perfectly to get the go-ahead goal.
Great touch there from Galeana Trujillo, but an even better serving from Dorado as he finds Trujillo all alone inside the box. It's 1-0 in favor of Stallion Laguna FC. Let's just hope that these two sides haven't been given this script in their first round matchup, as it's looking like the same with Stallion scoring first within the 20-minute mark. This time it's on the 28th minute for Trujillo. Aguilas Umak FC hoping to get that equalizer, but a Placito, or rather that was Pride, taking that ball away. Placito now takes it back to Ken Pride. Isa Gaku having some time to control the ball themselves for Stallion Laguna. Baji calming things down at the back for Stallion Laguna FC. After the first few minutes, the opening salvo of this game, Aguilas having a hard time trying to find that chance to challenge Yusuf Butt on goal. Meanwhile, Coach Ernie Nieres' side getting comfortable with the ball. Almost a good delivery there from Ken Pride to the open man, Trujillo.
Stallion Laguna finding those gaps, the spaces in between. Just couldn't nail the pass on that occasion. Macmillan has been feisty.
Caloocaran looking for Pickering. Damo goes down. Play goes on, says the referee. It's like Adamo and Isagaku collided there. Vasquez takes it back to Usman Baji. Baji with the delivery up front. Headed out by Bongolan. So another throw into boot for Stallion. Trujillo, deft touch once again. Another chance for Stallion Laguna. On the right side for Vasquez. Trying to find Trujillo with a short ball, but unable to do so. Now counter-attack time for Aguilas Umak FC. Applause from the crowd as I think a staff from Aguilas Umak FC, who we've heard have been trying to bark instructions from the stands to the players of Aguilas Umak FC.
A decent crowd has been showing up here at the Rizal Memorial Football Stadium. And we're inviting everyone out there. You can, if you are able, come on down to Rizal, catch the games live. We had a triple header today. And one game that was played in Cebu as well. Earlier, Digger won 12-0 against Mendiola. Kaya FC took the victory 3-1 versus Maharlika.
Don't look now as Aguilas Umak FC with a chance themselves. Pickering on the right side. Opts to bring it down to Talarok. Still Talarok. Now a chance from the back. Coom. Keeping it in play, and the ball goes out now for a goal kick for Stallion Laguna FC. Talked about the crowd that we have here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium, and for those watching at your homes, if you want to catch some action in this Valentine's Day, we have a couple of games here on Saturday, the Rizal Memorial Football Stadium. It's the Taguig FC taking on Don Bosco Garelli United at 4 p.m. and then Manila Digger FC against Philippine Army at 7 p.m. So may makaka-date sa Valentine's Day, kung gusto nyong i-introduce ang football sa kanila, pwede nyo silang dalhin dito sa Rizal Memorial Stadium. Kung hindi naman kayo makapunta, catch us on YouTube, and you can watch us in YouTube or in Facebook.
And if you can't make it on Valentine's Day, meron pa din naman sa Feb 15. So back-to-back, we're gonna have our weekends full again with PFL action.
So that's Feb 15 fixtures. You have a triple header there, Kaya versus Tuloy. Then you have Cebu against Valenzuela, PB Mendiola, and the nightcap between Stallion Laguna and Maharlika FC will be happening on Sunday. Back to live action as a foul is called against Aguilas Umak FC. Vasquez taken down. Yusuf trying to find a teammate up front. Dorado chesting it down, being challenged by Tete, who who wins the ball, but there is a foul against Tete.
It's also good to see Dorado getting that assist for the side of Stallion. As you all know, during the first few matches, is it the first or second match of Stallion Laguna against Manila Digger, he did suffer that cut on his head. He needed stitches. He was out for quite some time. It took a while for him to get back on that first 11. It was the first match, rather. It was the first match of the season.
On the counter-attack again, Trujillo trying to exploit that right side. Mistake here. Abe Placito wins the ball for Stallion. Goes down. No foul, says the referee. He will try to win the ball again. Now it's been cleared out. Was opting for a pass, but Tete just clearing it out for a throw-in. Less than 10 minutes remaining in the first half, and so far it's been Stallion Laguna FC finding the back of the net thanks to Trujillo. In the 28th minute of the game, as Kum on the left side trying to maneuver his way past two players. There's going to be a foul on the number 26, Ken Pride.
Closer look at Kuom, one of the players who really has been starting the attacks for the side of Aguilas. This time around, wins him an opportunity just at the edge of the attacking third. You can never count Aguilas out, especially on set-piece opportunities. Last time these two teams met, both of Aguilas' goals came from set pieces.
A set piece to boot for Aguilas Umak FC with Brian Palpalatok. Looking for bodies inside the box. Good delivery in, headed away. Tete with a touch, blocked by Vasquez. Dorado gathers for Stallion Laguna FC. Now it goes back to Aguilas. Too strong of a touch for Kum. It's out for another throw-in for the black shirts. Macmillan looking for that long ball for Finn McDaniel. Able to find him there. Palpalatok. Macmillan with the interception. Placito brings it down for Macmillan. Threading the ball for Dorado on the left. The coverage is there for Talarok, but at the expense of a corner.
Talarok running at full speed, making sure to get there first before Dorado. Touch too heavy, went out. Now it's a corner in favor of Stallion Laguna. The corners have been adding up for Stallion.
Fit with another delivery, but a collision among Placito and Shirao means a free kick for the white shirts.
As we all know, with this Aguilas Umak side, they are a revamped squad. Before the start of this season, there are only 2 holdovers, if I'm not mistaken. The Talarok brothers. So they revamped for the 2025-2026 season. And during this window, they're also one of the more active teams. I feel that they were building some momentum. with their signings. The likes of Hancock, Roventeran, Kaka. But now all these players are gone. It's back to the drawing board. We asked one of Dak Cheng earlier about the new signings. I told him we noticed a lot of their signings are actually very young players. Some of them only 18 years old, the likes of Durain Eswaran, Joshua Jordan, Kyle Cosenza, Trey King. They said that they want to build for a long-term program.
Speaking about building up, Stallion Laguna FC tried to build another goal up there, but unable to find the target as Dorado sends that out. But I think there's a deflection on Shiraoka. Means another corner for Stallion Laguna FC.
Feel Shiraoka not happy with the defense at the moment. Just allowing Stallion to take up so much space, time and chances.
Delivery from McDaniel. Dorado heads it back in. Trujillo trying to go for that acrobatic shot, but unable to find one as it goes back for a goal kick.
It's been shaky defensively for the side of Aguilas. Marking just hasn't been there. And even from the last corner opportunity, first, second, and third ball all went to a Stallion player.
Three minutes remaining in the first half. So far, your thoughts on how Stallion Laguna has been playing against Aguilas?
I feel that they're doing better of the two squads. They had their chances. They got the goal. They've been on the attacking end, creating that more chances. Take a look first at that foul and the yellow card given there. Holding hands lang sila eh. And that was a card for Aaron Vasquez for the side of Stallion Laguna.
Di ba parang maaga pa para ayain ng date si Richard Talarok with that holding hands?
Or that he gets a yellow card and just happened right in front of the referee as well. But yeah, Stallion Laguna with more of the chances, a lot of times in the attacking third. Aguilas now with a chance to even things out. They've been seldom on the attack, but if they're clinical, they can get an equalizer.
So you have JV Kalukaran on top of the ball for this free kick. Delivery headed away by A. Placito. The pressure stays on with the throw-in. And from my vantage point, I think Richard Talarok is being attended to by their physio. Mukhang may nilagay na band-aid dito sa kilay ni Talarok. The action continues for Stallion Laguna FC. Pass wasn't there for Vasquez. They try to chase the ball. Shiraoka clearing that one out. Only as far as Macmillan, who now moves forward through pass for Trujillo on the right with the cross. Able to find a teammate. Shiraoka trying to prevent a corner, but he will kick that out for a corner kick for Stallion Laguna.
You gotta give it to Macmillan again. So quick on winning back possession for Stallion Laguna and to quickly turn that into an attack. Trujillo with a delivery inside the box. It was an important header from the defense of Aguilas.
Looping ball from McDaniel, trying to find Baji on the right. Only concedes a goal kick.
There will be a minimum of 2 minutes of additional time.
2 minutes to be added on here in this first half. It's been a nail-biting first 45 minutes so far between these two sides. Stallion Laguna hoping to take that 1-0 lead towards halftime. And Aguilas looking for that counter and that equalizer, but unable to find the target or even a pass inside the box.
And you have to give it to the defensive line of Stallion Laguna. Vasquez, Baji, Pride, and Macmillan. They've made it that much harder for Aguilas to really take any chances. They've closed them down and made it a comfortable first half so far for Joseph Butt.
Well, the backline's job is to make things easy for their goalkeeper. They're doing that right. A Placito now on the right side for Dorado. Pass to the middle for Placito. Finn McDaniel unable to get the touch in. It stays on for Stallion Laguna. Possibly the last chance of the half.
One thing that Stallion have really been capitalizing on is winning the ball back from the edge of the defensive third of Aguilas and quickly turning those into threatening attacks.
Aguilas clearing the ball once again. Talarok sending that forward, headed back by Vasquez. Last chance salute for Stallion Laguna. The opening half of this matchup. Good defense once again. Aguilas on the other side now. Counter attack. Usman Baji making his presence felt. And that's going to be it for the first half of action between Aguilas Umak FC and Stallion Laguna FC. Stallion taking a 1-0 lead into halftime. Your thoughts so far in the match, Tasha?
You think of Usman Baji, literally even through that last one, he's been so clean at the back. He's been timing those challenges perfectly, winning the ball back. It's been a dominant performance for Stallion Laguna in this first half. Juan Galeana Trujillo gets the goal. It was an assist from Dorado, finding him on the opposite flank. And a well-deserved 1-0 advantage coming into the half. But of course, any game, just like in football, nothing is final until the final whistle. And if you know Aguilas and Umak FC, you can never count them out.
Well, Stallion Laguna FC will be happy to take this 1-0 lead at the half. We'll be back from a short break. And for now, let's calm things down here. The matchup between Aguilas Umak FC and Stallion Laguna FC. First 45 minutes are in the books for this nail-biting match between Aguilas Umak FC and Stallion Laguna FC. So far, the difference between these two sides is Juan Diego Galeana Trujillo with a goal on the 28th minute, giving Stallion Laguna FC the much-needed lead against Aguilas Umak FC. It's been eventful. Tasha, we can look into the stats so far in this game and you could see how Stallion Laguna FC wants to get that edge against Aguilas Umak with 13 shots on goal, 9 of them being on target. Goes to show how much pressure they're putting on against Aguilas.
That's right. You take a look at the fact that they have 5 corners as well, though they haven't been able to really get to the back of the net from those corners, but it just says how dominant they've been on the attacking third, creating chances, creating trouble for a very shaky backline of Aguilas. They've had 56% of possession as well, as compared to Aguilas Umak, 44% possession. They've had 3 on target from 7 shots that they've had. 5 fouls for Aguilas, 6 for Stallion, and a yellow card that was given to Quom. And if I'm not mistaken, there was 1 yellow card as well given to Vasquez for the side of Stallion Laguna.
Well, that really says a lot in terms of the first half between these two sides. As we take a quick glance of what happened in the first half, it's been eventful. Stallion Laguna FC trying to unlock one Galeana Trujillo on the right side earlier on. First attempt on goal, chipping that over the goalkeeper, but unable to get that on the back of the net. Long distance strike earlier on, and the goal coming in from Trujillo. What a pass though from Dorado to complete that play.
They continued on the attack. Dorado tried to go for that near post. Eventually, Shiroka makes a save. Tried to go for that far post as well to Baji. Dorado gets ahead to it. One gets that last touch, but it sailed outwards. As you mentioned, fantastic assist from Dorado. Gives it perfectly for Juan Galeana Trujillo. Just right behind that last defender. The ball dips perfectly beyond the reach of the header of the defensive player of Aguilas. And the touch of Galeana to put it down. Set himself up to take it in near post. Spell the difference so far between these two squads. But if you know or you've watched games in the PFL, and especially in the first round of matches, Stallion Laguna do not have a problem finding the back of the net. This will be the real test this second half, is to make sure that Aguilas don't find the back of their net. It's usually been the heartbreaking story for the side of Stallion Laguna. They've been letting in those late goals, 90 plus minutes, and that's how they lost points against the like of Manila Digger, Aguilas, and Cebu as well. And so the test will really be their consistency throughout this matchup. They started strong. Can they end strong?
Well, that's one of the questions Stallion Laguna would have to answer brightly in this second half, as it's been a cliche that defense win games. In terms of football, whenever you get the goal in, it's your job to make sure to protect that lead of yours. If you can add more to it, better. But if you cannot find the back of the net, it's important to make sure that you keep the opposing side away from the goalkeeper. And even though they have Yusuf Butt as a decorated goalkeeper himself, they still have to make sure that they protect the goal mouth and not allow Aguilas Umak FC to come back in this game if they want to grab all 3 points.
Of course, if you're Aguilas Umak, how do you shake off that first half? It was a lackluster performance all around the pitch. But we've seen them when they're locked in, especially getting that big draw against Manila Digger just a few weeks ago. The test will be how they bounce back in this second half.
Bounce back ability, something that they have to find within themselves for Aguilas Umak FC as we start the second half with Stallion Laguna attacking from right to left. Dorado covered there by Palpalatok. It's out for another corner. You've talked about the first match between these two sides. Goals coming in from set pieces. By my count, Stallion Laguna FC already has 6 corners to themselves. And so far, they're trying to test Shiraoka. Not that much, as Aguilas able to clear the ball out for a throw-in.
And they've been tighter defensively from the first corner in the second half. Milan charged with a delivery from the opposite end. Looks like he's going for that long throw.
Besito unable to get his head to it. Vasquez trying to win the ball for Stallion. Now it's been cleared out. Talarok chasing that ball, but the size of Usman Baji is enough to keep him in check. Vasquez finds Macmillan on the right. Trey King, the substitute at the half, came in for Emilio Bongolan. Coach Bincolina trying to shuffle the cards at the half here. Palatok, the long ball forward to Kum, who goes down. Play will go to the side of Stallion Laguna.
As I mentioned earlier, Trey King, one of the young signings for the side of Aguilas Umak. He's had experience with the Philippine Youth National Team, U16 if I'm not mistaken. He's only 18 years old. And so a chance for this young player to really break out into the Philippine League. He's also had experience playing in Australia.
And interestingly enough, that substitution by Coach Bincolina isn't a like for like, as he came on for a defender in Bongolan. So more of an attacking mindset for Coach Bing. They'll have to wait as a foul is called against Adamu for a free kick.
At that moment, if you match up the signings of Stallion Laguna and Aguilas Umak, you feel that the likes of Usman Baji has been such a standout in that first half performance.
Now Aguilas unable to make something out of the counter-attack earlier. Dorado chasing that ball. Cleared away. Teta takes it back. Adamu. Baji, battle of the sizes out here, and the foul against Adamu. We're talking about the things that Aguilas Umak FC have to remind themselves to get a goal back against Stallion Laguna if they want to level things out here. They could possibly look back on the record that they have against Stallion Laguna FC. They're currently 2 wins and 2 draws in all of their 4 meetings in the past. That last matchup in November, still something that they're banking on. We're able to take a point away from Stallion Laguna FC at the death, courtesy of their goalkeeper. And Stallion now on the attack. A Placido on the right side. He will leave that out for a throw. Another deflection, this time coming from, I think that was Trey King. So it'll be a corner for Stallion Laguna FC. Trujillo will be the one to deliver this inside the box for the boys in black and pink. An outswinger, good one. Headed away. Chance gone begging once more for Stallion.
Aguilas able to deal with the initial danger, but the second ball fell to Placido. You think of the physicality of these two teams as well. You feel that Stallion have been getting the better of Aguilas. And when Aguilas do get those challenges, they tend to turn into fouls in favor for Stallion as well.
Talarok receives the ball from Shiroka. Outswinger of a ball. Goes out for a goal kick. But if you're Aguilas Umak FC, you'd welcome these chances to come your side.
It's the closest that we've seen Aguilas in the second half. It's a great ball from Talarok. He also had the time and space.
Aguilas right now trying to make use of the ball from the left side. Trey King takes it back to Caloocaran. Is being challenged by Kuya Juan. So free kick is called in favor of JV and Aguilas Umak FC. Trying to send a long ball forward. Vasquez judging that well to dispossess Aguilas. Caloocaran heads it out towards the path of Abe Placito, is being challenged by King. Composure in full display for Stallion Laguna FC as they were able to usher that pressure out and reset from the back with Yusuf Butt. Vasquez trying to stay on his feet as challenge keeps on coming from Aguilas.
Stallion now initiating that high press. Flustering. Back line of Aguilas. And we mentioned earlier, 12 players out for Stallion, 10 in. And very similar as well with Aguilas. By my count, which I know is incomplete, they have 8 players that were taken out. And they have around 7 signings that I know of at the moment. As we all know, the window is still open. And from what I heard, more are still coming in.
Even with other teams, transfer window is still wide open, and plenty of teams in the PFL are making the moves as they try to solidify their places for the championship round. We're talking about those at the top. We've seen Kaya FC Iloilo making good use of their new signing earlier, who had a hat-trick.
Julius Mirbach is definitely a breath of fresh air for them. Good signing. Of course, for this matchup, you feel that both these teams, Aguilas and Stallion, are very similar. They love to make those gambles.
Trujillo trying to get that ball in, just unable to find the teammate. Caloocaran clears it out for King, intercepted by Ken Pride. Now on the right side, movement for Stallion Laguna. Shot taken by Finn McDaniel, covered by 3 players. Vasquez or Ken Pride on the ball. Trujillo with a shot. Shiroka with a save. Dorado looking for that second chance for Stallion. Rod Vasquez stepped late for that pass, able to go for the turn, but they have Macmillan on the right. He's taking on King. Milan with the cross, and Talarok heads it out for a corner.
Stallion Laguna again knocking on the doors, able to keep the ball in the attacking third in that 6-yard box for long periods of time. Defense has been busy. Shiroka makes a big save. Closer look at Coach Ernie Nieras, head coach of Stallion Laguna. He's in charge of them, especially with this transition period that they're having. And so far, new signings looking good.
Trujillo now with the delivery from the corner. Shiroka punches it out. Isagaku against Trey King.
for the side of Aguilas, of course. Feels like a completely new or clean slate, including, of course, Coach Bing Colina, who they was only took on the job or was just announced a few weeks back before the start of this year. Before that, it was Coach Frank Muescan, who was in charge of Aguilas.
Substitution for Aguilas Umak FC. Player number 7, Charles Pickering. Is replaced by
So Coach Bingolina making another change for his side as Charles Pickering checks out for Seth Anthony Ganas. Talked about Coach Bing coming in weeks before this matchup for Aguilas Umak FC. From one coach who had an AFC experience to another, Aguilas looking to make use of that revamp for their push for the top 6. Dorado forced to track it all the way back to Yusuf as they reset the play. Placito gets it back to Macmillan. Back to Placito they go. Looping ball for Trujillo to make use. Calocaran able to find that run from Ken Pride. Or rather, that was Denzel Vasquez.
Aguilas able to get out of the initial danger, but a throw in again for Stallion.
Right from the substitution, Ganas winning the ball for Aguilas Umak FC. Richard Talarok on the right side looking for that threaded pass to the number 19, Adamu. Adamu with the ball again. Now moving forward. Player is down for Stallion. The play continues. Not anymore as they will kick that out for a throw.
Baji looks to be in a lot of pain. That challenge that happened earlier.
I think there was a collision of shin guards between Talarok and Baji.
Talarok just sweeping and hitting the shin of Baji. Feel that a foul should have been called in that occasion. Talarok didn't get the ball. Completely got the man. Eventually now Baji on his feet.
After getting some treatment, Baji will have to make his way to a halfway line due to protocols, but we'll also see substitution here for Stallion Laguna FC. Koichi Belgira is coming in for Rod Aaron Vasquez.
is replaced by player number 22, Koichi Belgira.
We have young players watching this game between Aguilas Umak FC and Stallion Laguna FC. And you've noticed the challenge between Talarok and Baji. It's one reminder that shin guards are still very important in this game, because in the modern day football, we can see as small as like
Palit na ng palit yung mga shin guards ng mga tao ngayon.
yung mga players ngayon, pero nakita natin yung shin guard ni Baji, yung normal size pa rin, but he still felt that challenge. Speaking of challenges, we have another free kick here in favor of Aguilas Umak FC.
For the substitution of Stallion Laguna, it's like for like substitution for on the left hand side. Aaron Vasquez is out and Koichi Belgira comes in. Feel a possible substitution could also be because Aaron Vasquez did get that booking in the first half. They want to be more on that safer side.
Delivery inside the box for Aguilas, but the header is not in for Aguilas Umak FC. Goal kick taken short, Placito. Here's Dorado finding Belgira on the left side. Threaded pass to the middle, unable to find Denzel Vasquez, but the play continues for Stallion as Isagaku gets the ball. Foul is going to be called on Aguilas Umak FC.
That was just a challenge from Hiruta on to Gaku. You know how speedy Gaku could be. We've seen him take chances once he's gotten away with a little bit of space. So Hiruta just not allowing the transition to happen up on top. Slowing the play down.
Isagaku is going to be back up to his feet. As it was a strong challenge from Hiruta. 4 minutes past the hour mark. The scoreline stays at 1-0 in favor of Stallion Laguna FC. We've seen a couple of players hitting the deck, checking out and checking back into this match. As for Aguilas Umak FC, still trying to knock on doors of Stallion Laguna. But a free kick to boot right now for Finn McDaniel and Stallion Laguna FC. Player goes down inside the box. The play continues as Aguilas Umak FC looking to clear this ball out. Adamu finding Trey King on the left. Looking for that forward pass. Still not connecting. Another long ball forward this time, looking for Coom. Will be stopped by the offside flag.
So far, Stallion have been neat and tidy at the back. Created a couple of more chances in the second half as well. You've seen adjustments being made by the Aguila side as well, especially on the likes on the Placito.
Magic calming things down for Belgira earlier on. Dorado not using that overlap for Belgira. Now he uses that pass, and Belgira trying to thread the needle but unable to do so. They have a corner, or rather a goal kick goes to the side of Aguilas Umak FC.
If Belgira got away with that, that would have been a double nutmeg. Then a corner in favor for them.
Miscommunication here in the back line of Aguilas Umak FC. Ball goes out of the pitch, says the assistant referee. So we'll have a corner once more for Stallion.
So eventually they do get the corner, rewarded for putting on that high press on the back line of Aguilas. They're playing it short from the back. So when Stallion initiated the press, forcing errors.
Trujillo with the delivery for Baji there, who tried to go for the bicycle kick. Unable to find the pedals of that bicycle. Talarok against Belgira. Talarok keeps it momentarily as Isagaku wins it now for Stallion. Threaded pass looking for Dorado. Big chase was Hiruta. Now taking it back to Shiraoka. Tete. Now with David Kuom, who's moving forward for Aguilas.
He has the time. No one really closing him down.
Through ball. Inside the box, goes past King. Trujillo challenging King on the left side. Looking for that deflection. Referee says it's a corner for Aguilas Umak FC.
Good moments from Trey King. Just really making something out of nothing to win that corner in favor of Aguilas. A closer look at the birthday boy, Evanovsky. We'll see in just a few if he will get some playing time. But cherry on top, who wouldn't want to play on their birthday?
Of course. Most of the time, these players get the traditional beating from their teammates during their birthdays. And it's different on a match day as they're looking for the playing time. Foul is going to be called against Aguilas Umak FC.
And Placito has been everywhere on the pitch for Stallion. And they make those attacks up there. And even on those defensive headers, getting to the ball first. He looks refreshed from his 6-month break with Stallion Laguna. Also want to give a shout out to one of our fellow commentators, Paulo Del Rosario, who is watching right now this matchup between Aguilas and Stallion. Our lucky charm for the Filipinas.
He's been the golden voice for our golden Filipinas during the Southeast Asian Games. So shout out to PDR. Grabe, all of the games that he called, including that final. We'll take that gold medal in any way.
That's just our way of plugging that back in again. Guys, ang saya ng December 2025 dahil nanalo yung Philippine women's national team in the Southeast Asian Games. Brought home the first gold medal in football for the Philippines. Kahit Feb na, nafe-feel ko pa rin yung saya every time you think about the fact na we got one against Vietnam.
And it's kind of a boost for our Filipinos who will be having their AFC or Women's Asian Cup campaign in March in the land down under. But before that, the birthday boy is coming in. Christian Ivanovsky checks in for Juan Galeana Trujillo, as well as player number 45, Ebene, will be coming in for Max Dorado.
So it's a debut for Ebene Mokota for the side of Stallion Laguna up on top, replacing Dorado. So 2 players out, the assist and the goal scorer. And in their place is Mokota and Ivanovsky.
"71 minutes into this game, still 1-0 in favor of Stallion Laguna FC. Good pass inside the box, a shot, good block there from King. Another opportunity for Stallion. This time, Trey King momentarily prevents the goal for Stallion.
For Stallion Laguna, of course, you want to add that cushion to give you that better chance, especially towards that last 20 minutes of the matchup.
Ivanovsky with his first touches of the ball, looking for that birthday goal of his. He'll have to wait as Koichi Belgira sets things up with the number 45, Ebene. Good cross to Macmillan. Now here's Ivanovsky outside of the boot looking for Finn McDaniel, but not connecting in that passage of play.
First touch from Ebene Mokota as well. Seeing him able to switch things so sharply from the left to that right flank so quickly.
Casito, who's playing positionless football for the entire match, doing everything he can to help Stallion Laguna keep this 1-0 advantage or even add to it, as Ivanovsky have some space on the right. Good pass inside. Ebene with a shot blocked by the defense. Aguilas Umak FC breathes a sigh of relief. They're asking for a foul there on Ebene Mokota, now given by the referee.
That was the closest Stallions have been in the second half to double up that lead. It looked like it was going in. Ivanovsky, and the deflection going in the path of Ebene. He just hits it towards the goalkeeper. Shiroka makes that save. Wasn't planted, but from his movement from left to right, able to make that save. Big moment from Shiraoka to keep things close.
Normally at this point in time, with about 17 or 16 minutes left to play, you would hear Coach Ernie Nieras down the touchline barking orders to his boys on the field. But this time around, seems like he feels happy with how the boys are playing for Stallion Laguna FC.
And you feel that they are in the driver's seat so far. With this matchup between them and Aguilas. Aguilas trying to find their way in the attacking third. They know that things just haven't really been clicking for them. They're going to make a triple substitution to help change their fate in the last 15 minutes of this match. You know how important these substitutions are. Especially if your substitutes can create an instant impact to change the way things are going. So 3 changes made. Tete, Kuom, and Palpalatok are all out. And in their place, it's going to be Cosenza, a debut for him. As well as for Akinibi. And Yamamoto gets the start as well.
So another shuffling of the deck for Coach Bincolina. Another substitution here. I think this is the 4th one in this sequence. Rather, the 3rd in this window of substitutions. So we're back in action with Talarok leaving that out or having a deflection for a throw-in. This is where things are going to get interesting, more interesting in this game. Final quarter of the 90, 1-0 in favor of Stallion Laguna, and Coach Bincolina having plenty of substitutions, looking for the right mix of players to get that equalizer for them.
And if you're a substitute coming in for Aguilas, this is definitely your chance to state your case, to get the start in the next game, to have that impact. As we've said, a lot of shuffling all around the deck for the side of Aguilas. They are testing out all their new players, trying to find the right fit and chemistry.
Izagaku got plenty of bodies trying to shake him down.
So Placito at the moment getting a card. gotta confirm from what Gaku, his technical ability with close range, able to beat the defenders in those 1v1 situation. He's been getting a lot of those fouls. It's been harder and harder for Aguilas to dispossess him without giving away a foul. Two of the players have really stood out as well, Macmillan and Gaku, when it comes to the transition.
That's a confirmation of the yellow card there from the substitute, Kira Yamamoto. Just seconds into the game, already getting a yellow card. Aguilas Umak FC fans pleading their case as there may have been some time wasting on the side of Stallion Laguna, but the fourth official says, calm down, we're gonna add that all up at the end of the game. Things have already changed in the modern day football. Kung dati gumagana yung time wasting tactics, ngayon hindi na, dahil idinadagdag nila yung minutes na nawawala into the additional time, as commotion here with Aguilas Umak FC winning a free kick at a dangerous spot. Huichi Belgira is the culprit.
Koichi Belgira just body slams Hiruta, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that was Kira Yamamoto, the substitute, who got the yellow card seconds into the game, or his game.
But an instant impact nonetheless to win that set piece opportunity in a dangerous area.
Here's Yamamoto scaling the wall, tries to go under, but not on target.
That was sneaky from Yamamoto. But in the end, not even on target.
He predicted that the wall will jump. They did, but just unable to find that corner of the goal, allowing Yusuf Butt to kick this out for the goal kick. Isagaku winning it for Stallion. Placito goes down. Foul is called once again in favor of Stallion Laguna.
So we'll wait for the confirmation. But as you mentioned a while ago, Yamamoto with his first touch or first instance already with a yellow card. And Placito also getting a yellow as well.
So free kick for Finn McDaniel and Stallion Laguna FC. Placito trying to find his teammate. Brings it down for a Bennett, but Yamamoto is there, alert for the possibility. Belgira, sliding effort and getting that touch to kick it out for a throw-in.
Yamamoto has been a firecracker since he's been introduced. Been involved with a lot of the plays. Let's see if that injection of life is just exactly what Aguilas needs to rally the team, to get an equalizer in the last 10 minutes of this matchup. Still a lot of time to play. Anything can happen, especially when Stallion and Aguilas are playing. Anything can happen until that final whistle.
Bennett moving forward, good through ball, finding Finn McDaniel, overcooks it. The league's top goal scorer, primed for that goal, but just overcooks the shot.
And what a pass from Okota. Sets it perfectly for McDaniel. But Shiroka comes out, makes himself big. But Daniel misses a golden opportunity to double up the lead. You feel that it's 2 times already that Stallion could have had a lead in this game to double up the goals. Yet now have to settle with just this 1-0, a very slim advantage.
Isa Gaku's day is done. Have had plenty of contributions to the cause that's called the Stallion Laguna FC. Coming into his place is a veteran as well for Stallion, Enrique Sendra. Not a stranger to the action here in the Philippines Football League. He's back in familiar colors out here. Aguilas clears it out. Baji finding Placito for that forward pass, and able to do so. Belgira wins it back. Ebene Mokuta, long ball forward. Is that going to Finn or is it going to Christian? Shiroka says, I got it. The player is down for Aguilas. I think that's JV Kalukaran.
I feel it's nothing more but just cramps for him. He's had to do a lot. Taking on that left side, the right attacking side of Stallion Laguna. He had to deal with Dorado all throughout that first 60 minutes. And Mukuta, who came in, Ebene, also proving a lot of danger alongside Ivanovsky.
It's been a tall order for JV Kalukaran to go up against the team that shaped him to who he is right now. Might have conceded that goal in the first half, but in the eyes of Coach Ernie Nieras, he'll be happy to see his young boy flourishing here in the Philippines Football League, even with another team.
That's right. And you feel that when he was playing with Stallion Laguna, he couldn't really break it into that first 11. Barely got minutes playing. And so a chance for him to really get those minutes in, build his confidence as a player, playing for Aguilas Umak.
Confidence is rising right now for Stallion Laguna as Ivanovsky makes a run down the right side. But the defense, once again, of Aguilas Umak FC, keeping them in check. Throw in favor of Stallion. Ebene finds Sendra. Kuichi Belgira looking for the next pass. Here's Ebene. On the turn. Last touch. Aguilas. So another throw in for Stallion. Just about 5 minutes remaining and some change here in this game. Karim Akinibi unable to find a teammate. Ball goes out of play again in favor of Stallion.
Stallion looking to be the better team in transition as well. They do lose the ball. They're quick to close down the Aguilas players, force them to make a lot of errors.
Ivanovsky unable to find his teammate there. Placito sliding down to win that ball. Sendra, midfield general for Stallion, finding Ivanovsky on the right, taking on JV Kalukaran. Macmillan dispossessed by Trey King. So on the counter-attack are the white shirts. Adamu on the left side, trying to break past Baji, but unable to do so. Now it's counter-attack time for Stallion. I was halted by JV, who gets a yellow card on the challenge on the number 24, Denzel Vasquez.
And Baji on defense for Stallion Laguna, just making it look so easy. It was 2v2, dispossesses the attacking player continues on his stride to make that pass up on top. He's been nothing short but finesse and quality in the back. Great add-on for Stallion Laguna. It's definitely something that they've been missing, or that's what they want from the players that they sign. I feel that this time around, they've got it with the likes of Baji. They want players with an instant impact.
Bonomski once again on the right side, causing troubles for Aguilas. Umak FC, they concede another corner.
Stallion have been dangerous on the flanks, on the left or on the right. Able to connect up on top, make those passes. And I think I've lost count of the number of corners that Stallion have been given.
So Ivanovsky to take this one. Short. Cleared away by Yamamoto. .90 seconds remaining in the second half. Of course, we'll have additional time here. Belgira sends the defender the other way. Now Ganas moving forward. Here's substitute Rima Kibini. Able to get to the ball. They go back for another throw in for Stallion.
I feel that the attack of Aguilas just hasn't been as threatening.
Stallion moving forward with Bene Makuta on the left. Long ball forward looking for Ivanovsky, but Shiraoka is there to cover. Looking to start the counter for Trey King and the Aguilas. Being forced to go back to Caloocaran.
Take a look at the last few games of Stallion Laguna. End of last year, they've been fluctuating. They lost to Kaya, won big against Army, drew Aguilas, won big against Girelli, and then lost to Maharlika. So they're definitely gonna want to get back on that win column.
We've heard 5 minutes to be added on this game. It's crunch time for Aguilas Umak FC if they want to equalize in this game. Are we up for another theatrical finish between these two sides? Vanovsky threading the ball to Ebene. Taken down by Adamu. Free kick. A dangerous spot for Stallion.
Time ticks down. Of course, you have Daniel will be set on to put on the delivery. Last 4 minutes. A long one for Stallion and a short one for Aguilas.
Good fit on top of that ball. It feels like this is within striking territory for Finn McDaniel. He will go for it! Oh, what a screamer that is for Finn McDaniel!
And Finn McDaniel puts the final nail on the coffin. Doubles up the lead, makes it comfortable. A fantastic set-piece delivery. Finds the back of the net. Had the power, had the precision. Makes it 2-0 in favor of Stallion Laguna.
If we're not mistaken with the count, that's goal number 15 for Finn McDaniel as he extends the lead at the top goal scorers list.
You'd have to feel that he was quiet through open play throughout this game. Had 1 or 2 chances at most, but on the set piece opportunity, bit of distance from there, able to turn that into pure magic, getting the goal for Stallion Laguna. Just the cherry on top. And to show everyone that we're learning from our mistakes. We don't just start strong now. Starting 2026, na may New Year's resolution na sila to end strong as well.
Coach Ernieras hoping to put those nightmares past them. We're no longer the side who concedes late. We score late as well to put the icing on top of that delicious cake. We still have about a minute remaining here to keep a clean sheet against Aguilas Umak FC.
Say it's a big improvement for Stallion Laguna. If you compare these two teams in their first round matchup, 2-2. Now with just less than a minute to play, comfortable 2-0 for Stallion Laguna. As we mentioned, Joseph Butt has not really been tested with his shot-stopping ability, as compared to Shiraoka, on the other hand, who's had to do a lot today. The scoreline could have been much more. Shiraoka had 2 big saves to make this matchup respectable.
So last-ditch effort here for Aguilas Umak FC to put a blemish on that clean sheet of Yusuf Butt. A corner for Yamamoto. Possibly the last chance of the game. Adamu. Deflection on another Stallion Laguna FC player means another corner for the boys in white.
Could be the last chance of the game as well.
Just a cross, nobody there for Aguilas. Oh, that's unnecessary. From the number 18, I think that was Diallo. Game's almost put to bed, but he's still sliding recklessly.
That was a horrible challenge from Diallo. You feel that should have been a red card. He clips Sandra nowhere near the ball. You can tell that was just pure frustration. Look, he completely went for the player, disregarding the ball. And a challenge like that should get a red card. If he gets away with a yellow, he'd be very lucky.
It's a late challenge from Diallo. It was already, from our vantage point, that looks like a challenge from the back. for Diallo on Sendra, but that only gets him a yellow card. Either John Mike Basinang is being very lenient out here.
Of course, when you're down 2-0, frustration adds up, and a bit of head loss from Diallo.
So John Mike Basinang brandished the yellow card on Diallo, but he's being given his marching orders there. So I think John Mike Basinang changed that yellow into a red.
And so there we get the confirmation at the end of the matchup. Diallo gets the red card.
Despite that late game tackle from Diallo, it's all smiles this time around for Stallion Laguna FC as they close out this game against Aguilas Umak FC. 2-0. First half was eventful for Juan Galeana Trujillo, scoring on the 28th minute. And then Finn McDaniel putting the icing on the cake with a rocket of a strike from a free kick in the 91st minute. Your thoughts overall on this game, Tasha?
Been an absolute dominant performance from Stallion Laguna, and a game to forget for Aguilas Umak, who couldn't continue on the great defensive performance they had from the Manila Digger matchup on to this Stallion Laguna. It's a bright start, most especially for the new signings for the team. Baji, Gauku, and also the likes of Ebene. But at the end of the day, it's the usual suspects who found the back of the net. The top player with assists, Juan Galeana Trujillo, gets a goal. Finn McDaniel makes it 15 and puts a gap between him and the rest of the pack for the top goal scorer for the PFL this season. Great performance and a great start for Stallion Laguna.
Valentine's Day.
That's a perfect way to cap this Wednesday quadruple header night off from the Rizal Memorial Stadium alongside my partner Tasha Quiroz Stato. This is Jamer De La Cruz. Thanking you all for catching this game between the Aguilas Umak FC and Stallion Laguna FC, winning 2-0 in the 2025-2026 Philippines Football League. We are PFL.
2025-26 season. See you and good night. We are PFL.
Yes. Yes, first game. Yes. Yes, good. J'ai fait en gros, on a une bonne équipe, on a fait un bon match. Je suis venu pour les aider. vais faire de mon mieux chaque match. Je vais faire de mon mieux. Et voilà, on a fait un bon match. Et on s'est préparé pendant un mois. Et voilà.
The team play good work, and we have make good preparation for the group, for the team, and we have to keep working, and he need be here for the team, and that's why he is here, so he's happy for his good.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Looking back at tonight's match, what are your plans on moving forward given the results?
Did you go? What did you say?
Looking back at tonight's match, what are your plans moving forward given the results?
C'est quoi, qu'est-ce qu'on a fait dans le match là pour
Regarde-toi.
avoir des ressources et tout pour gagner et tout. Qu'est-ce qu'on
T'es sûr qu'il a dit ça?
C'est ça.
What did you say? What did you say? Repeat, please.
What are your plans given the results tonight on moving forward?
Voilà, j'ai rien compris. Kevin, viens, s'il te plaît, viens. Voilà, cousin.
Mais je parle pas anglais. I don't speak English.
Arrête ton traducteur, s'il te plaît.
They're French.
Nous Arnold. Arnold. Viens, traducteur, viens.
Mais toi, I don't speak English.
Viens.
Moi aussi.
Yeah.
Vas-y, speak. He speak English and French. Yeah, speak.
Looking back at tonight's match, what are your plans for
Regarder le match que vous avez fait ce soir-ci-là, quel est ce que tu peux conseiller?
Le ressenti sur le match? Ok, en gros, tu dis, viens. Tu dis que le ressenti du match, on a fait un bon match. On s'est préparé pendant un mois. On a tous fait les efforts ensemble. On a une bonne équipe. On est une famille. Et voilà, on a fait un bon match. Et voilà.
Okay, you were saying that you have been working for one month already, and then we did it well, and then we are looking to go forward. We have a good team, so we start our new year with a win. So we are going to the next level with next win again. So we are very excited. Yeah, it's very excited to be here in the Philippines, and
Lastly, any message to the fans?
Un message pour le public, pour les fans.
Pour les fans quoi, philippins?
Ouais.
Dis-lui, en gros, en France, il y a beaucoup de gens qui me regardent en France. Dis-lui, je remercie tous les gens qui me regardent en France, ma famille, mes amis, et les supporters de Stallion et les Philippins qui viennent au stade pour regarder les matchs. Et voilà, leur donner du spectacle.
Okay.
Et voilà.
So
Je remercie toute ma famille, voilà.
Okay, he's saying that he has many fans in France, so who are watching the game, and then he's very excited for them to watch him here in the Philippines, and then also he say thank you for the Philippine fans and the management, also the team management who came here to watch the game. So he's very excited to be here.
Once again, congratulations on your win tonight. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. Sorry.
Ah!